Hey, how's it going, everybody? Torsar the Barbarian here with another sports talk video, I think. Before I even get started, because this is going to be kind of a difficult video, I just want to say like the video, dislike it, leave a comment, drop a sub if you want to see more content like this. I do not want to make this video. Let me make that clear. I like I like the old days of Mike and Mike. If anyone ever used to watch, something I'll never forget is during 9/11, when any station you turned to, it was just 9/11, 9/11. And you know what? Sometimes you just needed to get away from it. And you knew you could go in the morning and turn on Mike and Mike, and they would say, hey, listen, guys, we know this is important. We're going to talk about it for a little while, but we feel we have a duty to talk about sports and be a distraction for people who need a place to go to get away from this, all right? And I love that. I think that was gutsy of them. And it was awesome to have a place to go where you could just be distracted from it for a little while. It didn't mean you didn't care, but you gave you a distraction. And that's what I would like my channel to be. Whatever community I have where you have a place to go where you could just get away from all the people arguing with each other and going back and forth and never actually accomplishing anything. And that's why this whole John Gruden thing is just like, oh boy, here we go again. You know, of course, the actions of a singular person are going to get, dredged up. And like that now proves every single person was right about whatever they had to say. Oh, Kaepernick was right. Oh, look, I don't even care if half the people in the NFL were writing emails like that, okay? I don't care if John Gruden was saying stuff like that. Those are still the actions of individual people, okay? Now, a couple things people have to understand, all right? Colin Kaepernick was not canceled. That is not cancel culture, okay? Now, on the other side of the spectrum, people will keep pointing to him and how many chances Tim Tebow got. Guess what? Tim Tebow didn't get a fair shake back in the day either. He didn't get the chances that he should have got. He should have got to have the same type of career that Taysom Hill on the Saints is right now. But guess what? Guess why he didn't? Because Tim Tebow and Colin Kaepernick were both, I don't want to say kicked out, but they're both were no longer in the NFL because of the exact same reason. The same reason why every other player is either in the NFL or not in the NFL. And that's when you're not in the NFL anymore, if you were talented enough to even get a look, playing wise, it's when your level of distraction rises above your level of talent. And we see it all the time. These guys that are super talented get chance after chance after chance. Look at Antonio Brown. Even though they're doing these things, and a lesser player, guess what? They can't do those things because their level of talent is here, and then their distraction comes to here. They're no longer worth it, okay? Colin Kaepernick was not good enough to be an NFL quarterback with the level of distraction he was also bringing to a team. He was literally not worth it. Same thing with Tim Tebow. And I don't want to hear about the Urban Meyer stuff, okay? Because Urban Meyer threw a bone to Tim Tebow, all right? Obviously, how good has Urban Meyer's decision-making process been so far? Not too great. Again, the actions of one singular individual. He doesn't speak for me. He doesn't speak for everyone. He doesn't speak for all the NFL coaches. Okay? That's not cancel culture. Okay? That has nothing to do with the NFL and whether you want to be in the NFL or not. That has nothing to do with cancel culture, okay? That's a privilege to be in the NFL, and each of those owners and GMs, they can choose to have you on your team or not on their team for any reason whatsoever. And the NFL is actually one of the few, for the most part, meritocracies that we have, which is the way life actually should work. A meritocracy. The best person gets the job, no matter the other stuff that comes along with it. But you know what? A lot of life is not like that. Guess what we have? Guess what the tocracy system we have? All right? It's a lycotocracy. Can you guys... Oh, Torsar, what is that? Lycotocracy. It means that someone will often get jobs and get positions because the person who's making the decision likes them the most. This is why butt kissing works. This is why people do that stuff. This is why someone like me, who is very perceptive and notices things that people try to hide, and then they get mad at me, or I'm very, honest to a fault, which that's not even the worst thing. People think, oh, well, you're just honest to a fault. No, it's noticing the things that people have been trying to hide their whole lives, all right? I don't even get first chances. The land of second chances, I don't even get first chances, okay? People always find a way to oh, well, he needed that more than you do. Oh, well, you'll be fine. So they always try to finagle it so that, so I don't get a chance. So there's always an instance where you can point to something and it'll disprove what someone said. So what are we sitting here arguing about? There's all these people that are sitting there. They don't even know what cancel culture is. And you know what? John Gruden was canceled. And most of the time, I have a problem with cancel culture. I just look and say, God, who wants to be held to that standard? Where you could lose your job just because you had an ignorant moment? Can we raise the bar on racism a little bit? Because I liked what Mike Wilbon said. If anyone needs to know, go look at what Mike Wilbon said on October 11th. Pardon the interruption. And I applaud him for it and thank him for saying it, because he said that and he was saying it in the context of doesn't like when people say I don't have a racist bone in my body, right? Because he says, forget that. All of us have some prejudice within us. Thank you. Thank you, Mike Wilbon. If you hold us to the nth technical degree, every single person on this planet that can form their own free thought is a racist. Go look up the dictionary definition, okay? So can we raise the bar and actually what a racist is? Can we have that hate level in there, okay? Not just some ignorant emails where, the guy is just because it wasn't just talking about black people or any other minority. He just hit the whole cycle. He went for the cycle. That's why I have he should have been canceled. That's just mind-bogglingly stupid over a 7-year period. That's one of the few times where it's dude, you should have known better, man. You're supposed to be a leader of men. That was one of the few cancelings I'll ever agree with. Okay? He was asking for it. But to sit there and say that now all of a sudden John Gruden's a racist. Let me ask some of you, why are you so ready and willing for white people to be racist? Some of you are mentally ill and very sick individuals because you want white people to be racist. Why? Do you think that proves your point anymore? So many of you that are going on Twitter and talking all this crap, or going on Facebook or wherever else you're doing it, you're not accomplishing anything. Okay? You're either striking a chord with the people who agree with you. Oh, wow, congratulations, your yes men are agreeing with you. That, or you're triggering the people who disagree with you. Or the people like me who like to stay on the outside and observe and think outside the box and keep an open mind. Guess what I think when I read that stuff? I don't read, oh, by the way, Colin Kaepernick was right. I read, I am a complete and utter moron. That's what I read, okay? A lot of fucking morons Excuse my language, but I'm not monetized, so whatever. I can get away with it. Ha! A lot of morons out there. All right? I'm going to show this Colin Kaepernick Twitter thread. Now, you know, when is Colin Kaepernick getting his apology? Oh, wait. Well, I don't know. Maybe right after he gets his $20 million lawsuit from the NFL, or he gets money from one of his many book deals, or... But wait, what's all the stuff that Colin Kaepernick has actually accomplished? Like, as far as, like, ending police brutality? And this isn't what even Colin Kaepernick wasn't kneeling to stand up for the racism in the NFL anyway. He was kneeling against police brutality and the overall racism in this country. It's like people don't even know what the firing of John Gruden is just helping prove that Colin Kaepernick was right. How? How does that prove that Colin Kaepernick was right? Because one ignorant freaking guy who wasn't even working for the NFL at the time, you know, and maybe some of those emails they sent to 2018, so maybe that bled into his time with the Raiders. How does that prove that Colin Kaepernick was right? The only thing it proves is that there's a lot of people out there right now who are so ready and willing to have a white person be racist. And all that's doing is striking on your confirmation biases, all right? Now, the thing that really bothers me about this is that this is becoming to a dangerous level because there are a lot of people that hide behind these little social issue riot shields they have, okay? Oh, I'm this particular segment of the population and I'm taking this stance, and if you disagree with this stance and break past my riot shield that I'm holding in front of you, well, I'm throwing rocks and can say and do whatever I want. Oh, if you screw with me, you're disagreeing with this. Oh, for the kids. Oh, I stand for the children. So I can say and do anything I want to you, but if you start arguing with me, it's because you're going against the children. Stop it. Stop it, okay? Your stupid little social riot shields, you're not accomplishing anything. All you're getting is the people that already agree with you to agree with you further, all right? And I'm going to explain why this is so dangerous. And I'm going to use the Lord of the Rings of all things to do it. You're going to say, what the hell, Torsar? Like, what are you even going on about? Do people know why Gandalf didn't want to take the One Ring? Because Gandalf was fully sure that he was powerful enough to control the One Ring. Like most people, if they put it on, the One Ring is stronger than them and it'll dominate your will. That would not have happened with Gandalf. So then you say, well, Gandalf, that could have made you more powerful and you could have done good. You're a goodly being. Okay? Now he explained it as he was afraid that he didn't want to take the ring because if he did, it would further his desire to do the things that he thought was right. Now, what if he goes and tries to spread those beliefs to other people that don't agree with him? What choice would they have had at that point? All right? You don't have a choice because the entity that's telling you what's right and wrong is more powerful than you are. And at that point, what's the difference between Gandalf and Sauron? There isn't one. Okay? That's why Gandalf didn't want to take the ring. And that's why hiding behind some of these social issues and constantly saying, well, if you disagree with me, then that means you're a racist. There's so many people out there that are even afraid to say anything. I'm not afraid to say anything. I don't care. The minute that the George Floyd stuff took off and I went on Facebook and I saw everyone losing their freaking minds, I just said it right out. Okay, Racebook, whatever. You know, and there was a lot of people I got told this by people. They wanted to post on my post on Facebook where I said that and say, oh, I agree with you. People are losing their minds right now, but they were afraid to. They were afraid to because they saw the flack I caught from other people who disagreed with me because they were taking part in the losing of their minds, and they saw me standing outside looking at it from the outside in and saying, oh my God, what is everyone doing? And they didn't like that I called out their behavior. And I got roasted for it. And there were other people who agreed with me, but they were afraid to say anything. So all these people that are just sitting there thinking that they're so right, that's the exact reason. All right, look at this. Tim Tebow got chances with 5 NFL teams even though he performed worse at every stop. Colin Kaepernick took his team to the Super Bowl but never got another chance with another team. We all know who got special privilege and who got blackballed. Really? We all know that. So Tim Tebow didn't ever deserve to get a chance with any NFL team. Tim Tebow was his own worst enemy. He could have had a longer career in the NFL, but he didn't because he made a personal decision. Colin Kaepernick did the exact same thing. What do you think? Colin Kaepernick is the only one who realizes what's going on in this country? Do you think he's the only one that realizes? Like he's some how is Colin Kaepernick so special? He doesn't realize a single thing that other people already don't realize. And guess what? He's not doing anything more about it than other people are. You're all being grifted, okay? He is not doing anything about this. Except making millions and millions of dollars. Look, this book is coming out. This Colin Kaepernick, Black and White. Oh, where's that money going? Or this Netflix special, whatever the hell it is. To know what Colin Kaepernick sacrificed. Oh, the path is power. What has he done? What is he doing? What is he doing about the actual issues that he was standing up for? Nothing. Cancel culture is not what John Gruden did to himself. Cancel culture is what the entire NFL ownership did to Colin Kaepernick. Oh my God. Oh, you're such an idiot. That's why it's like, why even post? And this is a doctor, Dr. Abdul El Saeed. I am an idiot and don't know what I'm talking about. Cancel culture is not what happened to Colin Kaepernick. All right, and this is why it's like, I don't even want to get into this topic too much, man. I didn't even want to do this, but it's like the same thing with like, oh, ESPN got so woke, the NFL got so woke. Well, sometimes they force you to. If you don't talk about it, then you just get accused of being a racist or because you don't care. All right, it's just crazy, man. And so many of these people, all right, they're just guilty, not even guilty. They fall into the whole, the Dunning-Kruger effect, if anyone knows what that is. It's pretty much the reason why you don't argue with stupid people, because they're literally not smart enough to get what you're saying, so why would you continue to argue with them? Do you really think that the league wanting to settle Kaepernick's case had anything to do with some emails? They didn't even know they were going to find those emails. Does anyone even know how these John Gruden emails came out? Because they were investigating the Washington, formerly Redskins. This didn't even have anything to do with John Gruden. And they just found these emails. They went through 650,000 emails. This is all just coming out. This Colin Kaepernick stuff was from years ago. It had nothing to do. One had nothing to do with the other, man. Colin Kaepernick was right the whole time. America chose not to listen. I just love all these people who are just like so ready and willing to throw everyone else in. America chose not to listen. What are you talking about, dude? Stop with the confirmation bias. Stop with the freaking being racist yourself. Just stop, man. This is sports, dude. Let's all enjoy it. Let's stop making enemies out of people who disagree with us, because you know what? None of this stuff is being talked about is hurting anyone, and that's why the message originally by Colin Kaepernick is being lost, because those people were being hurt. Let's raise that bar on racism, all right, to people who actually hold hatred in their heart towards others. Do I think John Gruden hates any of these people and that it wasn't just ignorant and talking angry and just being an ignorant freaking guy who was feeling comfortable in his environment? Like, do you, I mean, and then why would you want to think of him like that? You want him to think that he hates other people? Like, people are not, for the most part, people are not that bad. We're letting the few ruin it for the many, and I know that's the case in all throughout life. People, if you don't already know that lesson, listen, the few ruin it for the many, except when it comes to gun control. But you know what? That's a totally different topic. We'll never talk about that another day. How about that? The few always ruin it for the many throughout all walks of life, throughout all different topics, throughout everything. All right? This is the reason why we need laws, why we need accountability. This is the reason why a woman can't just go to the police anytime they get abused by a man and just have them be 100% believed. In an ideal world, we could do that, right? That would be awesome. That would be awesome. But we can't do that because some people will weaponize that. All right? Just like some people want to weaponize, and there's people out there rooting. There are bad people out there that when they saw softy Joe Biden get elected for president, they were like, "Yes, time to make some money." There's people out there that see these same Colin Kaepernick sycophants, and this guy's trying to you know, advertise defunding the police and getting rid of like prison systems and stuff. Are you insane? Now, I'm not saying the privatized prisons and everything. Yeah, there's a lot of issues with that. But defunding the police? Do you know the bad people out there that are rooting for that right now? Is everyone lost their minds? The actual real bad people out there are loving all this right now. This is exactly what they want, while we all sit there and make enemies out of people who just disagree with each other, sometimes our own family members. There's bad people out there rooting for it to happen. Just think about that, guys. All right? Be nicer to each other. Raise the bar on what you think is racism. And start listening to someone who doesn't agree with you. Because you're never going to learn and accomplish anything by just listening to all your yes men and sycophants. Okay? Hopefully, this is the last time for a long time I have to make a video like this. All right? I want to talk about sports. Because all this stuff, this isn't going to end. All right? All the tweets and all the anything else you want to throw out there, you could call me a racist all you want. You have no idea what's in my head, and you have no idea what's in anyone else's head. And that's part of this problem, is that people are trying to sit there and change what's in other people's head. You know what's in my head right now? Thinking about people dropping a like, a dislike, leaving a comment, giving me a sub. Really appreciate it. And until then, I'll talk to you guys on the next video. Peace.